Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the More Survivalists. I hope everyone had a great 4th of July yesterday. Spent it with family, friends, loved ones, people you care about. Now, there's something that also people realized yesterday is how expensive it is to fill a tank of gas. You know, people are struggling to do that. People are struggling to put even food on the table. Inflation is destroying the American middle class and even more so the Americans that were already struggling. But the stance of the administration is to lie about it.
Record gas prices putting a damper on 4th of July travel. And the president, instead of taking responsibility, has got a brand new target. Gas stations. But
yeah, this is the good old proven left-wing approach to any kind of crisis. It's all about the greedy farmers. It's all about the greedy gas stations. It's all about the greedy anyone other than themselves. The real greedy bastards in any kind of communist regime, any kind of left-wing authoritarian regime is the leader in charge, the dictator, the guy running things. That's a real person that is to blame for all this. But they always use the same. This happened in Venezuela, happens in Argentina, happens everywhere where the left has power. They just blame others for their own disaster.
Biden tweeted, quote, "My message to the companies running gas stations and setting prices at the pump is simple. This is a time of war and global peril."
A time of war and global peril. I mean, the war is going on in Ukraine. There's no argument about that. Now, how is that impacting you in any way? How is it that you're being affected by that? That is complete bullshit. You're not. You're at the other end of the planet. You're not the one that's getting bombs dropped over your heads, families destroyed, millions evacuating the country. That's not you. In fact, this does great for the economy of the United States, which is strongly based on military contracts, which are being signed right now. Money is flowing into these companies, and they're all super happy about it. Now, what you're being thrown here, though, is the printing of insane amounts of money during the pandemic, the insane spending, also the shutting down of the possibility of having your own gas. This is something that, of course, favors no other than Vladimir Putin himself, giving that you're buying gas from Russia at historic records right now, right this moment. All of these fake bullshit sanctions. Just look at the Russian ruble; it's doing better than ever. You don't do better than ever in your economy if the United States is actually really sanctioning you. It is not happening. There are no sanctions. Nothing significant is being done so as to target the Russian economy. There's no interest in doing any of that.
Bring down the price you are charging at the pump to reflect the cost you're paying for the product, and do it now. Washington Post owner and billionaire businessman Jeff Bezos isn't buying it, though, tweeting, quote, "Ouch, inflation is far too important a problem for the White House to keep making statements like this. It's either straight-ahead misdirection or a deep misunderstanding of basic market dynamics." And like always, the White House is coming to Biden's defense because he talks just like everybody else.
I think that anybody that knows President Biden knows he's plain spoken, and he tells you exactly what he's thinking, and in terms that everybody can understand.
Yeah, if there's something that Joe Biden is known for, is honesty and never lying. The man cannot tell a lie. He's just incapable of doing that. The man is a pathological, insane liar. He's been lying. I mean, not only now where he's pretty much on the other side and degraded to a point where he really should be put in a home for his own well-being, but the man has always been a pathological liar, even when he was a younger man and could actually think and process some basic ideas. He always lies. He's one of the better-known liars of U.S. politics ever.
So I think we obviously take great exception at the idea that this is somehow misdirection. The president is speaking honestly with the American
He cannot even say the word,
about
man. This is just sad.
Day one of his presidency, he shut down production of the Keystone XL pipeline.
Right.
And then he went on to limit permits. He's going to put the fossil fuel industry out of business. Day one of his presidency, he shut down production of the Keystone XL pipeline.
Who benefited the most when he shut down the pipeline? Of course, Vladimir Putin, you're buying more fuel from him with the bullshit excuse of saving the environment because apparently Russia is in some other parallel universe, not in the same planet we all share. No, that's somewhere else. So as to save the planet, you stop local production, which is probably going to be a lot more responsible and a lot more serious about safety measures. You have to actually do anything good for the environment. I would trust, companies that are not in Russia a lot more, but no, that is the excuse as to buy cheaper from them over there and benefit them economically. They are benefiting economically hugely. You do not sanction a country and they do better than ever. That's not how it works. If the US is sanctioning you for real, you end up like Cuba. That's how you end up. You're not ending up like that. You're doing better than ever. Then, of course, those supposed sanctions are all lies and bullshit.
And then he went on to really wanted to do something. What more could he do?
Let's just imagine for a moment that gas prices weren't already soaring before Ukraine and Russia and that whole debacle. Let's just pretend that was true. Let's just pretend that was the case.
Just for a moment.
So we want to call it Putin's price tag. Well, if this president was any bit of a leader whatsoever, what he would have done is, listen, now we're facing this global issue, Ukraine-Russia prices.
No, it's not a global issue. It's a war in Europe. It's a war specifically in Ukraine. I can tell you that most of the rest of Europe, of course, the closer you are, the more you're going to be seeing refugees and people struggling. But this is specifically screwing up the lives of people in Ukraine. That should be obvious enough for anyone, right? And then the idea that this is the Putin price hike, it is ridiculous. And the idea that you have to struggle because we have to punish Putin, you're not doing any of that. You're not punishing Putin or Russia for any of their actions in any shape or form. Don't believe me, check yourself the price of the Russian ruble, how well it is right now. It is an all historic high. All of these fake sanctions were already in place in 2014. They were done in 2018, and we've seen literally 10 years of supposedly bullshit sanctions against Russia. None of these were actually ever real. And they won't be real because there's no intent in punishing Russia or sanctioning Russia or messing with Russia in any way. You're going to be letting them have as much as they can take away from Ukraine, and that's basically it. No one really gives a damn. It is, though, a perfect excuse for the inflation that he caused himself, that this administration in the United States caused themselves by printing insane amount of money, by benefiting their pals in Russia with the energy contracts, by buying fuel from Russia from Germany instead of being a little bit more responsible and not having the damn dictator being the one in charge of your own fuel security and energy security in Europe. No, that was all better to buy cheaper from them, saving money, and we pretend to save the environment while at it. Now, this has the cherry on top of all of this is Cackles Harris.
What we need to do domestically, what we need to do to bring down the cost of gas. Right?
We need to keep doing what we do and do more of it. Keep doing the things we do and do more of the doing things that we do in doing the thing. It is sad. Right? I thought that this voice was like a voiceover, like messing. No, this was actually the person doing the interview or running this mess.
At home, okay? Oh, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No. Jesus fucking Christ, we are so screwed. This is the people that are running the most powerful country on the planet? Oh, of course not. We were talking about this with Matt during the weekend, which, by the way, I had to bring down the video because anytime we mention the thing that shall not be mentioned with a medical solution that we all were forced to buy and many are being forced to take, then you have problems with YouTube. You can find it over in Odyssey. But who's really running the country? These people? Kamala Harris is running Joe Biden? Certainly not. We all agree on, if there's one thing every single person in this planet agrees on, Joe Biden is not running a damn thing. He's not even running his, bath schedule. He's not even able to go to the toilet by himself. He's not running anything. But who is? Anyway, guys, these things just show that things are not getting better anytime soon. You're just seeing more. The inflation is terrible. I just did a video for my Spanish channel where we have our own evil Kamala Harris version in this witch right here, Cristina Kirchner. Disaster of evil, extremely evil, and a lot more capable than cackling Kamala, which is it's probably better if they're at least not good at what they do. This woman is extremely good at running a criminal enterprise. This one right here. So count your luck with that. But we're going to be seeing a lot of this. The inflation is terrible, and you don't see right now the consequences of the inflation that is already in place and the inflation that will follow this. This will not get better anytime soon by any stretch of the imagination. But what I try to explain is that the consequences of this that you've been seeing this last year, you'll suffer for it for decades down the road. Guys, for that sort of thing, you want to get Surviving the Economic Collapse. It has over 1,000 reviews in Amazon. The most survival and surviving economic collapse. The practical aspect of survival and preparedness is here. Street survival skills. This is something that I definitely recommend. You want to learn self-defense skills if you have a gun, but you haven't gotten an actual defensive shooting class, which you absolutely should. This is at least going to be putting you in the right track. And there's lots of things I explain here that I learned personally in different classes, firearms classes throughout different countries with different excellent instructors. Usually the basics are the same. That's what I cover there, and a bunch of our practical things you definitely want to learn about. See you in our next video, folks. Take care.